Hello everyone, in this particular video we are going to see everything about Docker Compose, why it is required. Okay, we'll start it from why it is required. Okay, so till now if you see, the way we are starting the container is something like using a docker run command. Okay, so what if I want to start multiple containers at the same time? Okay, but if you see the structure, the way we are writing the starting the container using docker run command, there is no way through which we can start the multiple containers. Okay, so how we can do that? Or let's say if I want to build multiple containers, multiple images at the same time. Okay, so again there is no way, till now there is no way through which docker build command we can do build up multiple image, right? Again if you want to pull multiple image from the docker hub, okay, again that is not feasible. Okay, if you want to again start and stop multiple container, again which is not feasible with this all whatever we have seen till now. So to solve this problem we have a docker compose. Okay, so this docker compose will help us to start multiple containers, stop multiple containers, pull multiple images at the same time, or push multiple images at the same time, or build multiple images at the same time. Okay, so this docker compose will solve all these problem, right? The bulk processing, something like we call it as a bulk processing. Okay, so this bulk processing can be done with the help of docker file, or we can call it as a multi-container. Okay, now so how it will work? Okay, so for that what we have to do, we have to provide the one YAML file. Okay, what is this YAML file? We'll talk in a while. So this YAML file is something like a configuration file. In that configuration file will provide all the details about multiple services. Okay, and then when we provide this YAML file to the Docker Compose, okay, Docker Compose is one utility. When we provide this YAML file to the Docker Compose, Docker Compose will parse this YAML file. It will understand what all the services and what all the tasks we need to do, and then accordingly it will do, and it will start those multiple containers at the same time. Okay, now so again if you just want to see the definition, what is Docker Compose? Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container Docker application. Okay, so that means if you have multiple containers for your application, in that case it's always better to use the Docker Compose. Okay, so with Compose you use a Compose file to configure your application services. Then using a single command you can create and start all the services from your configuration, right? In a single command itself you can start all these services required for your application. Okay, now before starting with the example, the first thing that we need to do is we have to install the Docker Compose. Okay, so for how to install this Docker Compose on Ubuntu, if you type on the Google how to install Docker Compose, okay, on Ubuntu 16.04 or whatever the version you have. Okay, so you can open any link where you have the instruction. Okay, so I usually prefer this DigitalOcean website where we have a proper instruction. So to install Docker Compose, what is the prerequisite that we need is we need a non-root user with sudo privileges, and then the Docker needs to be installed on that machine. Okay, so how we can install the Docker Compose? So Docker Compose is utility is already available. This let me check if it is available on my system. Let me try Docker. Okay, Docker Compose is there on my system. Okay, but if you want to install, what you need to do is run this command. Okay, with this command we can specify the current release. Okay, the current release of the Docker Compose will be installed in the user local bin, and then after that what we can do, we can just provide the permission to this binary, and then if you want to see verify whether Docker Compose is installed or not, you can just use docker version. Okay, so now for in my case it's already installed, so let me just check the version. Here you can see that it's a 1.10.0, so the version of the Docker. Okay, so that's it. Now this is all Docker Compose is installed. Now let's say how you can start your application, multiple services of your application with the help of Docker Compose. Okay, so for that, the first thing we need to do is we have to learn how we can write the Docker Compose file. Okay, so before understanding how this Docker Compose needs to be written, first this YAML files to be written. Here first we need to before writing this Docker YAML, first we need to understand that what is the structure, that this YAML file follows and how to write it. Okay, so basically if you guys have the background of a Python, okay, so you'll easily understand how this works. Okay, so basically there are two data structures used in the YAML file. Okay, the first data structure we use the dictionary. Okay, so it's exactly works same like a Python. Okay, the way dictionary works in Python, or the way list the another data. Okay, basically there are two data structures used in the YAML file. First one is a dictionary, second one is the list. Okay, so both this data structure exactly works same like the your Python works. Okay, so first let's understand how it works. Okay, so what is dictionary in Python? Dictionary is nothing but a key value pair. Okay, so that means we have some key and then we have some value. Okay, but again that value can be either a dictionary or a list or a simple value. Okay, so now, so if you see, this is the simple multi-container or the multi-service application YAML file that we have written. Okay, now, so if you see, just want to understand how this YAML file is written. If you see the first version, okay, so if you see, so just a key value pair. Okay, so that's why we are doing key. Okay, it's a dictionary. Key value pair means it's a dictionary. Okay, so if we have a pair, in that case you can use the dictionary. If we have list of data, in that case you can use the list. Okay, so how to represent list and dictionary in a YAML file? So if you do key colon value, that becomes your dictionary. Okay, but how you can write the list? Either you can write the list in square bracket and then the elements will be comma separated. That's the one way to write the list. And there is one more way, is to go to the new line, use hyphen space and then first element, again go to the next line, again use hyphen, again new element, again go to the new line, hyphen, new element. Okay, so this way you can add the multiple element in the list. Okay, there are two ways. Let me repeat. The first way to write the list is use the square bracket. Okay, square bracket used to represent the list in Python as well as in the YAML file, and then put all the elements comma separated in that square bracket. This is the first approach. Or the second approach, or the second way that we can use is go to the new line, use hyphen space the first element, go to again new line, hyphen space new element. So this way you can add multiple element in the list. Okay, so let me just walk you through this compose file. Services, you can see version is a key value pair, that's why we use the dictionary. Now this services, okay, services is a key, but again the value is again a dictionary. Okay, so that's why to maintain a block of values, okay, there are multiple values to these services, so that's why we came to the new line and then we have put the indentation. Okay, so that from this indentation it will understand what all the elements are there in this particular key. Okay, that services key. Okay, so the first inside the services value, the first element is again a dictionary, and what is the key for that dictionary is a web. Okay, but again for this web key, again I have a elements as a dictionary. Okay, so that's why again I came back to the new line which is indented. Now here key is build. Okay, key name is build and the value is dot. So what this dot means, we know that earlier how we are building our image with the help of Docker file. Okay, so now instead if we do build and dot, so that means from the current directory it will whatever the Docker file available in the current directory, it will use that Docker file. Okay, now the next element for this web dictionary is ports. Okay, but the value for ports key is again a list of element. Okay, so either I can use the square bracket and put this 80 colon 5000, or I can use go to the new line and I can use the hyphen. Okay, so here why this 80 colon 5000 is because we want to bind the 80 port of host to the 5000 port of your container. Okay, so that's why this the way we can add it. Okay, now the next line next element is the links. Okay, so links is the key, and again the value is list of element. Okay, value is the list of elements, that's why we have added Redis as the value. Okay, why this links? Okay, so from this links attribute, what we are trying to say is, okay, what is there any relation between web service and any other container? Okay, so what is the another container that we have is a Redis container. Okay, so we have the relation between web container has the relation with the Redis container, that's why we have added this links with the Redis. Okay, and then there is a next element we have is a networks. That means for this particular container I want to use this compose demo bridge network. Okay, we know that how to create the networks. Okay, now let's go to the next web service, that is Redis. Okay, next service, that is Redis. Now here I am not using the build tag. Okay, build tag is used only when you want to build your image with the help of Docker file. Okay, so now in this case I am not for Redis server Redis container, I am not building the image. Okay, what I am doing is I am pulling that image from the Docker hub. Okay, so that's why we have the tag image. Okay, so that's why I'm using image colon Redis. Okay, then the next key value pair I have is a ports, because my Redis application is running on 6379 port, and then again I'm giving network which is compose demo bridge. Okay, now how we can create the networks with the help of compose file is, there is one more tag, that is network, which is parallel to services, and then we can give that network sorry that network name. Okay, now so we talked about this YAML file. Okay, now let's talk about the example that we are going to take to understand the Docker Compose. Okay, so now let's go back and see the application. Now this is a very simple application. Okay, let me show you this application here. So what I'll do, I have a compose folder. Okay, now here I have a, let me copy this application first. Okay, simply let me copy this application. Okay, vi-app.py. Okay, this is a Python application, so let me add this. Okay, so the application is here. Let me go to the Docker file. everything is fine. Okay, so we'll walk you through the Docker file as well. First, let me walk you through the application, what this application is doing. So here for this application I need two modules. Okay, first one is the Flask module and the next one is the Redis module. Okay, now what I am doing, I'm creating the Redis host, Redis instance, okay, which is running. Okay, which is running. So this Redis host is exported in this Redis container. We see that when we start the Redis container, the host name of this Redis container is Redis, and the where it is running, it's on 6379 running. Okay, we created this object, and this is my web application. I'm creating simply a server which is running on 5000. Debug is true, and when we hit any request for this particular application, what it is doing, it is just incrementing one number. Okay, and in the statement what we are printing, hello container world, I have been seen % times. Okay, that means it is just printing that how many times this particular web application got accessed, okay, or someone got the request. Okay, so that's what it is printing. Now we have written Docker file. In this Docker file, what all things we have written is, we want to use the base image, that's a Python 2.7 version. Who is the maintainer? Okay, it's RK maintainer. You can give any name. Okay, and then here what we are doing is whatever is there in the current directory, we are copying that inside the /app directory inside the container. Okay, then what will be the working directory for my container is /app. Okay, working directory is /app. And then what we are doing is, there are some requirement for my application. What all those requirements are? Flask and Redis. Okay, so that I am installing using pip install. Now I am doing expose 5000 because this app is running on 5000 ports, so that's why I'm exposing this 5000. Okay, and then this command, what is the first command that should be run when your container starts? Okay, so that's the app.py. Okay, so this is about the Docker file. Then if you see requirement.txt, you can see that whatever the requirement we have, that is Flask and Redis, we have added that. Okay, now we have app.py, Docker file, requirement.txt, and the test.yaml. Okay, if I do test.yaml, okay, so now I need to write the test.yaml. Okay, so how we can write? We have seen that the first key that we required is a version. Okay, so let me do version : it's a key value, version is 2, so that's why, or whatever version, let me give it, it's version 1. Now we have to put the services here. Services, I have multiple services. Then we need to give some indentation so that we'll understand what is the part of this services. Okay, so I'm giving 2 space indentation. Now the first service that I have is a web. Okay, then now this is again a dictionary, and the value is, first value that I want to use a build. Okay, so from build, what I want to tell is, I want to build this service. Okay, so how we have to build? Using dot means use the Docker file from the current directory. Okay, then what next I need is the ports. Okay, so what all ports I need required? What I'll do now, I'll use 2 different types of list. For this time I'll use -list. Okay, so here what I want to do is, I want to bind port 80 of my host machine to the 5000 of the application. Okay, because my application is running on 5000. Now the network I want to, sorry, there is one more, that is links. Okay, so what this links means is that is on which is there any other container which is related to this. So I have that container which is Redis. Okay, and then I want to give the network for this. Okay, so if you see here, we can give the networks as well. So what is the network where this container is running? Let me give the network as a my network. Okay, I'm giving this my network. Now this is done. Let me create next service, that is Redis. Okay, now this service, inside this, now here I'm not want to build this Redis, I want to use the direct image. So in that case I can use the image tag. The image name I have is a Redis, that will pull this image from the Docker Hub. Okay, the next thing I want is a ports, that this is running on ports. So now I don't want to bind this to the host machine, because this container is not required to access outside the container. Okay, it's just need to interact with the other container which is available on the same host. Okay, so let me just, now you can use the square bracket list as well, and you can put multiple ports here, comma separated. So where this application is running, 6379. Okay, now let me just verify whether it's a 6379. Yes. So now ports is given. Now let's give the networks. We don't need to do anything here. Now networks. Okay, now networks as well you can give in the list. Okay, because here we have a single network only, and the network name is my network. Okay, my network. Now that's it. Okay, now if you want to create a networks, that also you can create networks. What is the name of network? Name of the network is my network. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it, information we need to provide here, because we are not giving any driver or something like that. It will use by default bridge network. Okay, so now that's it. I'm just saving this YAML. So how to use this YAML to start the container is, we have to use the docker compose command. Docker hyphen compose. Okay, then hyphen f is for file. What is the name of the file? Is the test.yaml. Okay, and then we have to give the up. Okay, and hyphen d is for starting container in a background mode. Okay, so now if I run this, okay, so we are missing some parameters. Is there hyphen d option? Do you see? Okay, looks like there is no hyphen d option. Let me remove this. Okay, now let me try it. Okay, so what this error is, version test.yaml is invalid. You might be seeing this error because you are using the wrong compose file. Either specify supported version 2.0. okay, 3.0. okay, sorry. So inside this test.yaml we should provide the version. It's a YAML version which is 2. Okay, so that was the reason we are getting this error. So now let's try it. So you can see that creating network compose my network. Okay, when you create the network with a compose file, always this compose will be appended for that network. So compose underscore my network got created with the default driver. Pulling Redis, we are using Redis image. So now it's pulling Redis image, it's pulled, and now it's building web service. Okay, the web service that we have. So for web service as well, we are using the Python 2.7 base layer. So now it's pulling it. Now after pulling it, it will start the application. Okay, so let's wait to complete this. Okay, now it will just pull this. So now we are just building it here. So now it's pulling 2.7. It's almost done. It's now extracting. So it's downloading. It's almost done now. Yeah, this 192 MB downloading will take time. Hardly, it will take very less time. It's not a very big deal. Okay, so it's completed. Now it's only one, this download is remaining. So we have 18 MB download here as well, so it will take some time. Okay, so we have 7 steps, total 7 steps in our Docker file. So the first step that we are doing is the pulling the 2.7. okay, other 6 steps are so small one, just copying or exposing port. So just this is the important step of just pulling the image. Now once that is started, it will once that is done, it will just start both these services. Okay, and then we can see that how we can access the application. So almost 80-90 MB is done. It's now more than 100, it's around 120 now. So once that is done, the next step we have to do is install the requirement.txt, then copying the code. Once copy code is done, then it will start the app.py. okay, and then we can start accessing our application. Okay, if you see here, even though we have a couple of services for our application, still those services we are able to start it at the same time. Okay, now it's almost done. Now it's a 185 out of 190, so it's almost done. Now it will extract that. For extraction it will take hardly very less time. Now it's extracting is also done. Okay, so now the step 2 is done. It will do this, add this maintainer. It will take the next step now. So we have to wait for, it's a 4th step, 5th step. Now it's almost done. Okay, so installing Flask and Redis here. Okay, that is also done. Now we are almost at the last step. Okay, now application is started, container is started. Okay, so this compose Redis one done, web compose, creating compose web is done. Okay, so if you see, it is starting everything in the foreground mode. Okay, so let me just stop it. Okay, it's killing this because I don't want this to be started in a foreground mode. Okay, so let me do one thing to start in a background mode, ps-a. Okay, so there are some exited containers, so let me just delete that first. Docker rm, so I'll use this compose first, compose Redis, compose. Why this compose? Because when we do everything through the compose file, in that case it will always append compose in front of all the names. Okay, now if you see here, I need to use -d at the end. Okay, so this time we don't need to do build or some anything else, so it will directly start the containers. Okay, this time it won't take much time. If you see, that's it, done. Okay, now if you see docker ps, you can see that both the containers are running. Okay, now why it took very less, or it's not even, it's a negligible time this time, because all the images, everything is downloaded. Now it has to just start, no need to build, no need to pull, nothing has to be done. So that's why it took very less time. Now if you see, now how to access it, we know that curl command is there, curl localhost sorry, curl localhost colon, and the port that we bound is 80. Okay, so here if you see, the output that we got is hello container world. I have seen 1 times. Okay, now if we run 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7, so this way it will keep increasing, because this state is maintained in the another container, that is Redis container. Okay, so this Redis container is maintaining all this state. Okay, like how many times user visited this particular website. Okay, so that's why we need couple of services to manage this application. Okay, now Without compose file, it was not possible to deploy multiple services at the same time, but with the help of compose file, we are able to deploy multiple services required for your application. Okay, and now we are able to, if you many times if you hit this application, you can see that it will just keep increasing this. Okay, so such type of requirement we may get. Okay, in that case we need multiple services to be interacted with each other, and we need to deploy all these services together. So in that case, you can definitely, it's a really important to have the tool which will help us to do that. Okay, so in this case we have this tool Docker Compose. So with this help of Docker Compose, we can start the multiple services. Okay, so that's it about Docker Compose. Okay, let's meet in the next video.